Hello, you're welcome to a day in my PhD life. Today is Wednesday, September 1, 2021. By most Wednesdays, I'm exhausted and I can't even afford to wake up before 7, not even 7:30. And to be honest, I'm not really an early bird, but yeah, by 8, I need to stand up because work we need to start in an hour. So before I start work, I always like to have a very nice breakfast, make sure that I'm well fed so that I can concentrate. I usually use the combination of my notebook to write to-do lists and my calendar to keep myself organized. So after looking at my schedule for the day, I usually like to write out my to-do list so that I can reflect throughout the day. So today I'm going to start with some part-time work between 9 and 12. So I recently started a research assistant role. And then after that, I would head on out to the library and I will write up my meeting record from my supervision meeting yesterday. So I had a meeting with my supervisors, very productive. And then after that, I want to continue some data analysis. And after that, I will probably try to finish up some transcripts that I'm trying to work on, and I'm not sure if I'll have time for that. But yeah, after that, at the end of the day, I will do some personal stuff relating to professional development. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Ayodeji Matuluko. So between 9 and 12, I try to power through and focus on my part-time work. So it's a temporary research assistant role for now. But normally, when I wasn't doing part-time work, I normally start work probably around 10 o'clock, between 10 and 11, because like I said before, I'm not an early bird. And so I like to gradually ease into my day and have time for reflection in the morning. But I'm really learning how to be more of an early bird, I would say. And so far, it's working well and I'm staying organized. And so finally, it's 12 o'clock and time to rest. So I took a short break after work in the morning and I've had lunch. And now I will be heading over to school to get a bit more focus on my PhD work, just change my environment. So I'm going to the school library. So I just started doing that recently since we started phasing out of work from home. The library has always been open so you can book spaces. But just to kind of give myself a bit more focus, especially now that I recently started some additional work. So I'll be going to the library to get some work done this afternoon. And good news we got yesterday, or yeah, recently, that our offices are now open, so PhD students can now work from their office if they want. I'll probably do that in the next couple of weeks, but I want to just phase out of work from home gradually. So I'll go to the library today, get some work done, and I'll take you along with me as I head out to school. So my first task of the afternoon is to write my supervision notes from my supervisory meeting yesterday, the 31st of August. So every full-time student in my university, every full-time PhD student is required to have a meeting with their supervisors every month. And you have to write up your meeting notes and then send it off for endorsement by your supervisors, and then that goes to the research administrator. So we have a template for it and it's quite straightforward. So you fill in the normal details, the date of the meeting, your name, your supervisor's names, and then you highlight actions from the last meeting and what the progress is, and then you highlight the topics that you discussed in this meeting that you had, and highlight if progress is being made, or goals being met, and then any issues that were identified, and then set actions for the next meeting that you would make sure that you can report on in the next meeting. So it's pretty nice and it allows us to have a structure and keep everything documented. So I'm just working on that this afternoon, and after that I'll move to data analysis. So I usually have a notebook that I use to take notes during my meeting with my supervisors. So I make reference to that and then write up my notes and make sure that everything is properly documented. So I usually like to check my to-do list during the day so I can cross items off and track my progress. Today's list is not that long, but yeah, I'm actually making progress. Thankfully, I'm at the stage in my PhD where I'm done with my data collection and I'm now deep into data analysis, and so I'm dealing with qualitative data. So I use qualitative data analysis software to carry out my analysis. So yeah, there's a lot of literature around how to do thematic analysis, which is what I'm doing. And for thematic analysis, there are different stages that you have to follow. So number one, you need to make sure that you familiarize yourself with your data. So that means reading through your transcripts. So you'd have transcribed the data. So I still have some transcripts to tidy up, but yeah, I'm making progress with that. And then after that, generate initial codes. Very time consuming process, but yeah, I'm learning a lot. And then after that, you search for themes, and that's a back and forth process, and then you review your themes. After doing that, then you move to the next stage, which is defining and then naming your themes. And so after that, you will now be able to produce your final report. So I always go back to this paper to read and make sure that I'm doing the right thing. And I literally have a post-it note on my laptop with different stages so that I can always remember and track my progress and make sure I'm doing it the right way. So in the evenings after work, I like to relax, probably watch a movie or just go on YouTube and search for stuff to watch. So I like watching a lot of Nigerian content on YouTube, especially keeping up to date with the news and what's happening by watching a program like Your View. And then I start to prepare for bed and aim to go to bed by 10 p.m. every night. But sometimes I go to bed later, especially if I'm staying up to talk to my loved ones. And yeah, so that's basically a day in my life. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.